why is this decline occurring? Hyaluronic acid, why that's a little on the increase? What's the latest I'm seeing all around Asia? Now, what am I going to bring you from this Asia tour? What's going to be in my product that I'm developing, inspired by everything I've learned in these last few tours? Okay, I'm Dr. Rajani. It's a long day here at CosmoProf Asia, Bangkok 2024. I got my espresso. They have little free ones around here, thank goodness. But what's the latest I'm seeing all around Asia? I was in Korea, Japan, Singapore, and now we're in Bangkok. Here are the updates. Let's start with your skincare. Okay, so this is CosmoProf Asia 2024. Check this out. You walk in here, anything you want for skincare. Check this out. From end to end, aisles, rows of anything you can imagine, skincare, and we have lectures today on bioregenerative skincare and injectables. So as you can even see behind me, skin hydration, nutraceuticals, beauty from within, and holistic health that creates beautiful skin. That's by far the number one thing I'm seeing in skincare. There's still a lot of snail mucin, and let's step it up one notch. I just saw some snail mucin with bakuchiol. Bakuchiol, of course, is the retinol alternative or the all-natural retinol. So those are things you see all over here. The other thing you see is a lot of at-home treatments, a lot of at-home devices, and things like what we're doing, peel pads, but also peel pads that step it up where you can titrate the dosing. So that is all tempered with the next trend, which is hyper moisturizing. And I'll share with you some masks that I've learned about here, but we're under moisturizing in North America. And here this year, 2024, and I was here 2023 and 2022, the trend is more moisture for the skin amongst those actives like I talked about with the retinols and glycolics. Okay, check out this store. I'm walking down the street and just on the side of the road, they're selling sheet masks. You can go to the 7-Eleven or the supermarket. Everywhere you go, there's ultra hydrators and sheet masks. They know the power of hydration that the sheet mask can provide. Check this out. In my hotel room, you'll see I got 4 sheet masks. They know if you want to look good after a good flight and you have to work, a sheet mask is exactly what you need. But I was floored that 4 of them came with my hotel room. So, and the snail mucin, adding bakuchiol, you get to see where they're adding an active to something that lightens, whitens, and hydrates. So that's the theme here for sure. Let me talk about fillers, because fillers are on the decline here. Okay, with fillers, I'm seeing the trend, like we're seeing in North America, it's away from fillers. Here in Asia, you see them advertised everywhere in the fill and tox clinics and so on, but there's a move away from structural cross-linked hyaluronic acid fillers. To what? Well, here in Bangkok, here in Thailand, SCULPTRA was just approved last year. This year, in November 2024, I'll be doing a live demo on stage of SCULPTRA, but they tell me SCULPTRA sales have increased greatly. Now that's a heavy lifting skin booster. A lot of the skin booster talk is about the less heavy lifting and more natural skin boosters. Non-cross-linked hyaluronic acid. Now that's one that's, I think, taking off here, adding amino acids. Some people know in Europe something called SUNEKOS or SUNEKOS. That is a hyaluronic acid with amino acids. I think there's 6 of them in there. You're seeing that here. Exosomes. Exosomes are stable to even decreasing a little bit. PDRN, which you all know, I have a complete video I'll link up here and at the end. Polydeoxyribonucleotides, PN, polynucleotides. They are stable here in Asia. I think we're going to see them increase in popularity in the United States coming over the next several years. Because remember, some things just get hot because they are. What's hot right now in Asia because it is, and that's something called GOURI, and that's PCL, polycaprolactone. You're going to know that from threads. Okay, you guys often ask me about PCL. Here I am in Asia at CosmoProf. Here is an example of a PCL syringe. PCL, is there hyaluronic acid in here?
And CMC.
Yeah, CMC,
CMC.
carboxymethylcellulose. It's the same thing that's in Radius, CMC, carboxymethylcellulose, and you'll also find that in the bottle of things like PLLA, say SCULPTRA in the USA. But this is polycaprolactone, what's in your threads, but as an injectable. But it's in an injectable form. And some people put it in hyaluronic acid and mix it, or it comes pre-mixed, or CMC, carboxymethylcellulose pre-mixed, and that's white in color. And the reason is PCL is blue, and so some people historically have gotten staining of the skin from it. But it is a biostimulator, and that's being injected in 6 to 8 injection points and then spread throughout the face. So think about those things. I told you about exosomes, we talked polynucleotides, hyaluronic acid, why that's a little on the increase. People are realizing hyaluronic acid, it's not just a hydrator. It does so many things in the body. It's an antioxidant, but it also upregulates the cells and the enzymes of anti-aging. So it helps many things with your skin. So you're seeing that here. And so those skin boosters are on the rise. Fillers are decreasing. Now let's talk about threads. Okay, PDO threads, Italian copy, by the way. So PDO threads, this is interesting. In the United States, of course, we're seeing a rapid decline. Canada's having trouble with CE approval, so it's a wobbling market. But over here, threads have been in Asia for a long time. In Korea, I'm seeing a lot of threads, a lot of heavy lifting. People want to see a dramatic result. Come here to Thailand, the threads over here that we're doing, it's very subtle, more smooth threads. Just a little bit of result is fine, just adding a few threads. Why is this decline occurring? And some people, by the way, are even, especially in Korea, doing ultrasound guided thread lifts. And the reason threads are on the decline in many countries, the big lifting threads, is complications, hematoma, arterial problems, and even some temporary, mostly temporary, nerve issues. And then there's downtime. They're quite painful. There's a lot of recovery involved. You can get bruising, and you have to repeat them every year, year and a half. I love threads. I love doing threads. I'm reporting to you why they're declining, but you can see zone to zone, region to region, even within Asia, such a difference between Korea, here in Thailand, and then of course in Singapore, they're used differently as well. Kind of in between what we see in Korea and Thailand. But threads here exist. And remember that the biostimulators I'm talking about that they're injecting, we talked GOURI for instance, that is the material that we use in PDO thread lifting, ground up into a fine powder. So it's like getting a thread lift without the threads, but actually using threads as the biostimulator portion. And that just goes to show, everyone says the threads build collagen. Of course they build an element of collagen because we grind up the threads and inject them as a biostimulator. That's the status of threads. Now, what am I going to bring you from this Asia tour? Well, a lot is coming, but one thing I'm most excited about that I've learned here is ultra hydration with collagen boosting. So a lot of you are working out, you know you have that glass of water by the end table. If you follow my videos, hydration is so important to build collagen throughout the day, as is exercise. What's going to be in my product that I'm developing, inspired by everything I've learned in these last few tours, is a ultra hydration pack for you at home. And I'm including a few of the things I already know. Panax ginseng, which I have a whole video on, which many of you know, to help boost your workouts and boost your vitality. Now you all know bamboo extract. I'm huge on that. That will be included. I'm going to include also hyaluronic acid. I just talked about it. It's not just a hydrator, an ultra hydrator, but it's also an important antioxidant. That will be in there. I'm also adding taurine and coconut water and much, much more for your hydration. Here is your butt and breast filler here. How's that for size? HA, hyaluronic acid filler. 5 ml? How many ml?
10.
10?
Yes.
There's 10 mLs of filler. How many in the buttock?
Up to you.
Up to you.
Yes.
Many, many. Also, of course, skincare. I'll keep you updated on all the latest in skincare. For now, you want to watch this video up here. all about collagen boosting broths you can make at home, and one down here of the power of red light therapy, because red light is all over this Congress. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.